Okay, so it seems like stuff with the VShojo situation has unveiled to be a little bit worse, especially with a story that Grimmi shared over on their stream, and I thought this was a pretty interesting one. So essentially this was a thread that I came across over on Reddit, on Nijisanji, saying Grimmi says that a high-ranked VShojo shield convinced her not into dropping out of her signing to the largest company, in brackets, not nijisanji. So they're not talking about nijisanji, they're talking about another big one. Obviously, a lot of people are speculating it's like Hololive or something like that. Again, obviously they say the largest companies, so I'm going to assume Hololive, maybe it's something else. But again, yeah, this is what she talks about in the actual VOD itself, and I kind of wanted to discuss it a little bit because I thought it was interesting. So yeah.
So I can't say it. Ooh, cute. This is interesting. This is fun.
This is a kind of game. She's distracted.
I can't say it at this point. So everyone was wondering why I did not go to Big Company. It's very obvious what Big Company was. It was the largest company. It was the large one. I will not say their name, but everyone was wondering why I suddenly just came back. So someone told me there was something really bad happening at Big Company. Also, thank you for deleting that. We're not gonna say the name. Someone told me that there was something bad happening at Big Company, related to two people I really like from Big Company. Those two big people are no longer working with Big Company, so I don't really feel as bad saying this. I'm not gonna say who they were, but one was like the person that I respected more than like anything in the entire world. So I'm gonna say it so I can move on. The person that convinced me not to go to Big Company was not the owner of VShojo, but the secondary dude. I'm just gonna say that. And now I could move on. So I didn't know that until recently, that dude spread negative rumors about that company. And that being said, I'm really happy. I'm really happy where I am. So I have no negative feelings about it. It's just, I feel a little bit weird about it because I don't know if what they told me was true or not. Because they got a lot of crap for talking that company and saying stuff that wasn't true.
So yeah, obviously that's what she said about that kind of situation, right? And I do think, obviously, it is something to be discussed because, again, it is pretty weird that, you know, there's these people essentially kind of, I guess, like, you know, going around spreading these rumors about places like Hololive and also other companies as well, because again, this was something that was exposed during the original VShojo kind of exposure, right? That there was these people going around spreading lies, spreading rumors about other companies, about other VTubers, about other people, even within their own company, to essentially, you know, put themselves on a higher pedestal. And I did think it was extremely weird. And again, she says it was the person's second to Gunrun, saying that it wasn't the owner of VShojo, it was the second person. Now, again, that could be many people. My first assumption was it was Motendu. Again, I don't know. Obviously, he was known for spreading some rumors and things around. So, again, it could be him or it could be someone else. You never know. So, again, I do think that is something that you need to take into consideration, right? But again, you know, you can see how much they were doing behind the scenes in terms of trying to convince people not to join certain companies and sabotage them, because we all know that was what Gunrun really wanted to do, and that's what he was obsessed with, right? In terms of, you know, competition and whatever. He was obsessed with beating out Hololive and doing better than Hololive, and everything was about Hololive, right? And that became very apparent as we saw a lot of the messages and stuff that came out, and a lot of the kind of evidence that many VTubers gave was, yeah, that he wanted to be better than Hololive, which, again, there is no problem with that. There's no problem with wanting your company to be better than one of the biggest companies within kind of VTubing, right? That's totally fine. But whenever it comes to rumor spreading and kind of using foul play to get there, then obviously it starts to become a little bit of a problem, and then people start to, you know, not be very happy about that. And again, that's totally, you know, normal. Again, I don't think, you know, you should be spreading rumors about companies or should be trying to discourage people from joining certain companies, right? Because if they want to join it, they want to join it. Now, you can definitely tell them about the negative sides of things and things like that, especially whenever it comes to some of the, you know, more notorious companies, for example, like Nijisanji, who has had a history of bad things happening. But with Hololive, there's been like rumors and things that have been spread around, and there has been a couple of bad situations. But again, I think that a lot of it is based off of, you know, rumors and stuff that people spread. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But again, you know, a lot of people would be kind of skeptical about that. Now, if that was a friend or whatever talking to them and just saying, hey, you know, just letting you know about this kind of stuff, I also think that would be okay, you know. But I think due to the fact of them being like a high-ranking VShojo kind of person, right, and actively having, you know, and now finding out the points that people were saying about the fact that, you know, they like to spread rumors about other companies and things, I think Grimmi is in every right to kind of, you know, start to question, was this actually like legitimate? Were they saying these things about these people within the company and about the company itself? Were they true, or was this a part of, you know, what people are saying in terms of their rumor spreading and a lot of that stuff, which again, I do think is weird. And obviously she says that she is happy where she is now being indie and stuff like that, which again is great. But again, you know, it is an interesting thought, I guess, as to, you know, is this actually, you know, sabotage, and have they sabotaged this company without them knowing, really? They said, is it known how far along she was into the auditions, like second stage interview, or you're accepted, sign here? So given that she went as far as to post a graduation announcement, she must have basically been like, here's the contract, sign here phase. And this was around the time that a lot of further Justice members announced their graduation. So either she would have been the 5th member or was last minute replaced by someone. If it's the latter, it's most likely Gigi, since she was debuting her 3D model on her past life a couple of days ago after Grimmi's announcement, and then 2 weeks later abruptly announced graduation herself. Last minute replacements make no sense. Justice was together in Japan a few months before their debut, which, yeah, obviously is very, very interesting. And obviously, yeah, Grimmi is getting on totally fine now. I'm not even going to scroll down on that post again, but again, they've been getting on totally fine, and yeah, been doing pretty good ever since. So again, thank God that's okay. They said, so what gem would have this been? Justice. Wonder if there was supposed to be 5. So maybe would have made sense. They're the only gen who debuted as 4 in EN. Yes, Furumoko's share a channel, but Advent is 5. They say, and the stain of VShojo continues. It was odd that Grimmi backed out when she did, and for a long time it was assumed it was Niji. Now we know it was Hololive, and I feel like we missed out on having a 5-generation group in Justice. But given what we know about VShojo now, this isn't surprising, and they seem to be actively sabotaging Hololive in some fashion. I've been saying it was Holo for ages, because her initial graduation came at the same time as Aurora's PL, but a lot of people assumed that Niji because of the timing of her ungraduation. I'm guessing the guy she's talking about was Motendu. So again, other people are also speculating that it was him. They said she said it was the number 2 guy, so it was most likely them. And as I said, Motendu has a history of obviously apparently spreading rumors about people and about you know, companies and things at events, especially at events and stuff like that. So again, I think that is also something to be considered. And they say she said multiple times it is not nijisanji, but people wanted ammunition against Niji so bad at the time that they outright ignored her. Said, yep, this was 100% sabotage. Glad Grimmi doesn't mind who it turned out. So how it turned out, I think that's how they meant. But a lot of other people in that position would be pissed, which again, yeah, is true. You know, thankfully, you know, Grimmi is in a really good place. But imagine if they missed out on such a big opportunity. Again, you know, a kind of what do you call it? A, you know, signing on to Hololive is like a one-way ticket to success, pretty much. Obviously, not every Hololive member does as good as maybe the top one, but you're guaranteed to have some kind of audience, right? If you join Hololive and you know, doing some kind of activities and things. Again, you're guaranteed at least some, you know, kind of notability, which I think, you know, that is a big loss to kind of miss out on. But obviously, if Grimmi is happy where they are at the moment, then I think that is the most important thing. But a lot of people are saying, yeah, if they were in their position, or if this was someone else, they would be so annoyed at the fact that this had been kind of taken away from them, especially by someone who were doing it for their own kind of needs, right? They were doing it because they wanted VShojo to, you know, do better than Hololive. They wanted to sabotage Hololive over this fact. And yeah, they're doing it for their own needs rather than actually trying to help out Grimmi and give her honest advice in saying, hey, this isn't a company you want to join. Because again, you know, it's totally fine if they want to offer like legitimate advice saying like, hey, you know, there's this problem and this problem, maybe you don't want to join. You can still join if you want to. I'm just kind of, you know, throwing it out there as a friend. But this didn't feel like that. This feels like a, you shouldn't join this. And then they were like secretly, you know, wanting them to kind of just like sabotage Hololive and wanting to secretly, you know, not let them join. And again, I just think it's so weird. This kind of rumor spreading behavior, this kind of, I guess, tribalism that has been going on is crazy. And yeah, obviously it's being exposed more and more, even to this day, even after the VShojo thing. It's been months now, and it's still coming out from some people that, hey, you know, I think I actually got kind of, what do you call it? I guess, sabotaged myself by one of these people, which I think is crazy, right? But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. This is a pretty crazy situation overall, but yeah, and also go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.